toward his back foot. He's getting full extension, full range. There you go. Not bad, Esau. Stop. Not bad for a sissy. But
I'm love.
And the Benz like Sprague, one bag of weed and one bag of crap, one bag of girl like shop, Lord. One bag of girl like a dagger, Lord. They got land with the hammer, Lord. They got bar for them mum, Lord. Make a Ross got ball out. Walk on, we telling you, from up in this biatch, BD. Yeah, peace. What's going on? Walk on. Slap the like button, share the stream, all that. Yeah, man. Hey, you know what? YouTube's got some new rules, you know, sir. Yeah, that's why we got them new short intros still, man. You know? I gotta go back and edit out bare thing. Oh, man. Yeah, man. Anyway, man, big on the people them in the place, man. Yeah? Shout out everyone that was on the train ride yesterday, yeah? Shit. Mad. Oh, yeah, imagine I sent one brother a video, yeah? He's gone mad still. Oh, shit. Mad. Anyway. Let's see in the Gaza. You know, we full of gun pon the Gaza. Run some Wi-Fi and find out them a papa. John was star. What them a try? Them a see blood clot fool. Hey Kunti, hey Rambo. Kill them all and done. Car rifle all and gun. Boy life a done. Body dead panic. Kingdom and a ball. Alright, so man like Max Villain in the building. What go on? Come on, y'all got hold tight, fill the van. Yeah? What you saying? You saying recycling and them things there, yeah? Alright, play hold tight, Empress Sakina. Oh, what them feel like. Mad. Yeah, man. Hey, Empress Sakina. Jeez, old tight pug nose. Up there. Come on. Hey, Empress Sakina. Let me tell you something, yeah? Yeah, man, just call me the racist whisperer, cuz. Hey, yeah? Just call me the bomber clout racist whisperer, cuz. Yeah, cuz if anyone's gonna catch the racist, it's gonna be me. Yeah? Oh, man. You just call me the bomber clout racist whisperer right here, cuz I want them feel like. How you mean? That is a thing what she like. Mad. So, imagine, yeah, I was just listening to my Will Smith CD. You know what I mean? I was just listening to my Will Smith CD. Scrolling through YouTube. Saw a little live stream. Jumped on the panel, had a little chin wag. So I was chatting and all that, yeah? And then the biggest nonce in fucking, I don't even know what his ends is. Yeah, near Luton and Hemel Hempstead and all them sort of ends there. Yeah, Hertfordshire. Hertfordshire decided to jump on the panel. Yeah. So, obviously, you know, I believe that this Don is a paedophile and a racist. Yeah, I believed, yeah, that Jake Clark is a racist nonce. Yeah? Pussy Clark. I believe Jake Clark was a racist nonce, yeah, from the time, yeah? I tell you when I was saying that, yeah, because I'm like, yo, listen, I don't know why you keep doing this thing of you want to exaggerate. Oh, the black girl, nonce business. The black girl, nonce. Yeah. And we're like, yo, bruv. Why you get excited while you're talking about all this nonsense stuff, cuz? Huh? Yeah. Like, Chrissy Morris is on to him as well, yeah. The scholar was there, you get me? How you mean? Yeah. Even that Dookie Gold was there, yeah. Yeah, so like, a Dookie's not my brethren, innit? Yeah. So he will tell you what happened. Yeah. Yeah. So boom, obviously I'm like, bruv, you know you're nonsense, rah. And he goes, you're just a fucking black cunt. I said, oh shit. Oh shizzle. God damn, Jake. The snake rabbits. You know what I'm saying? You went full hillbilly mode, cuz. You're just a black cat. I said, oh, shit. Oh, mate. So you're a nonce and you're racist, yeah? God damn, Jake. So, yeah, man. It would have been on a live stream, you know. Actually, I'm not even sure if he would have spazzed out like that, yeah? I think he only done it, yeah, because a Dookie jinnled him. Yeah, Chrissy Morris jinnled him. He didn't know anyone else was there. Yeah, until he said, "Yeah, black can." Yeah, and Chrissy goes, "Oh, this rush got to come into it." What? I said, "Oh shit, you caught him." Oh shit. Oh man. Yeah, man. So this might be out of action for a little while, you know. Obviously, you know what the lunatics are like in it. Yeah, man's still gonna try to come round and act like so and so in it. But maybe you might have a respite for a couple days. Yeah. Hey. Yeah, man. So yeah. The racist whisperer strikes again. Yeah. Shantala, man. Raise up the racist them. Mad. Yeah. 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 So they got a little racist retreat. Yeah, they've gone on a little racist retreat and chilled out for a second, it man. So, bad. Yeah, man. So the racist them are on. Yeah. All right. Mad. Why do you call out Ghost and Nines for their racism? I haven't. Because I ain't heard Ghost or Nines be racist. Why haven't you called them out? Uh, yeah, man. So, you know what happens, cuz, man. Yeah. Don't fuck about with a racist whisperer, you know? You get me? Yeah. Mind games. Yeah. Yeah, man. Mind games, cuz. How you mean? Yeah. Yeah. So got him. All right. Alright. So let's get into the title of the show today. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Barnell. Yeah. I'll have 10 J Claws coming to your door. Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh, man. Yo, like, I don't know, man. Like, the spazzers should just allow it, man, and stay in spaz lane. You know? Mm. Yeah, it's strange, isn't it, man? I don't know. Maybe you racist people should just kick back and not point fingers, because you know the fingers are gonna like, start pointing it back at you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, slow down, no rush. Yep, brown or white. Let me go coach. Yeah, because so slow down, no rush. Yeah, how you made? Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Chit chit chit. Oh yeah. All right, man. So, oh yeah, I was gonna say fuck that. Let's laugh a little bit more still before we get too serious. Yeah. Let it play.
On the line. Hello, Colin.
I am excited, Anthony. Absolutely excited.
Right.
God bless America is what I say.
Right.
I've always loved America, apart from when the other guy was in charge. And if I had a crowd fund, I'd have gone out there to his inauguration just to pretend I was in some way friends with him, like half the Conservative Party did.
What is it you like about the new...
Yo, that was weird, a lie. When has there been like an election where you've seen all of these far right politicians brown nosing the supreme leader? God damn, the Grand Wizard of the White House. You know? God damn. Yo, all Bumbleclaw upskirting Lawrence Fox was on the plane with Suella Braverman. I hope he was wearing knickers, cuz, you know? Lawrence Fox loves the upskirt of an Asian girl, you know? So, yeah, man. Time, Suella, you know? Yeah, man. Don't let the pussy be free around Lawrence Fox, cuz he might take a picture. Yeah? Mad. Alright, let it play.
regime, Colin? Is it the fascist stuff? Is it?
The fascist stuff mainly. Yeah. I can tell that this is going to finally be the year of the elderly white man.
Right.
For too long.
Hey, Colin from Portsmouth is a gangster. Yeah, man. Big up Colin from Portsmouth. Yeah, say a lot, man. He's got mad.
Elderly rich white men have been suppressed. Finally, we got something to shout about.
It's been the year of the elderly rich white man for a number of years, hasn't it, Colin? If not every year.
Oh, yeah?
No.
Well, you name me one rich elderly white man who's ever done something beneficial to anyone but himself. You can't, can you?
No.
The underdogs are back.
Well, Elon Musk isn't elderly. He's quite a main person in the regime there, Colin, isn't
Well, his views are.
Yes,
he has
his views
the
are elderly.
body of a man
Yeah.
in his early 50s. Well, seeing that photo of him with his top off, late 50s. But I assure you, his views are more in common with a man in his 80s boring the arse off everyone in the corner of Wetherspoon. Good luck, Donald. If there has to be one doddery old bloke shaping the fate of the world, I'm glad it's you. Thanks for having me on. Love to the family.
Love to the family, Colin. Love to the family.
That Baron's massive, isn't he?
Yes.
Gary Barlow's son of America.
Colin from Portsmouth is on the line. Hello, Colin.
I am excited, Anthony.
Hey, yeah, man. Big up Colin from Portsmouth, man. Oh, my days. Yeah. Oh, shit. Man, it's like oppression Olympics out here now, man. Everyone wants to be oppressed. Yeah? But no one actually really wants to be oppressed. It's mad. God damn. Yo. Alright, man. So, yeah, Donald J. Trump, yeah? The Don. The Don. Yeah, these men don't rate England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, France, Germany, Poland. They don't rate none of them places, only Russia, cuz. Donald Trump don't rate Europe, cuz. Yeah, he's anti. How you mean? England's getting tariffs as well, innit? But all you brown nosing hoes. Man, you brown nosing hoes, I tell you, like 7-Up. Never have, never will. You hear me? Oh, man. Yeah. Man, you brown nosing those hoes. Man, I told Donald Trump like 7-Up. Never have, never will. Mad. Even Snoop Dogg took the knee to Donald Trump, cuz I can't believe it. Yo, the ganja made him soft cuts like, yo. Hey, boy. Hey, boy. Mad. Alright, man. Yeah, so some leakage says that yeah, the leakage says that Americans are tired of bailing out Europe. Mad. Wild statement. You know what it is though, yeah? It's the EU and the European countries allowed America to develop like some little brother to some big brother thing. And now, yo, they might be like, yo, hear what I'm saying, man? We're MGTOW. out. You get America going their own way. You get me? Yeah? Mad. You're going to have to stand up for yourself, cuz, and put in your own money on the defenses and... Yes, mad. Mad. Yeah, man, so... Let's hear what Donald Trump thinks about that leaky. Lecker Productions. God, let it play.
Mr. President, your reaction to the story in The Atlantic that said that some of your top cabinet officials and aides had been discussing very sensitive material through Signal and included an Atlantic reporter for that. What is your response to that?
I don't know anything about it. I'm not a big fan of The Atlantic. To me, it's a magazine that's going out of business. I think it's not much of a magazine, but I know nothing about it. You're saying that they had what?
They were using Signal to coordinate on sensitive materials and
having to do with what? Having to do with what? What were they talking about?
With the Houthis.
The Houthis? You mean the attack on the Houthis? Well, it couldn't have been very effective because the attack was very effective. I can tell you that. I don't know anything about it. You're telling me about it for the first time. I don't know anything about it. I'm not a big fan of the magazine that's...
Yo, you see Donald Trump here? He moving like he's on fucking YouTube on one of the far right. Say anything. Yeah. A million different stories. And then whichever one stands up the test of time, we'll stick with that story. Do you hear me? I don't know what about it, but the OT thing went so and that magazine shit. See how he bear shots all over the place. You don't know which one to catch or dodge. Yeah, you have to catch man shot. If you dodge that. Mad. Anyway.
Top Trump administration officials mistakenly texted war plans to a group that included a journalist, the White House said on Monday, in a misstep that has drawn swift condemnation from Democratic lawmakers. The editor-in-chief of The Atlantic, Jeffrey Goldberg, said in a report on Monday that on March 13th he was unexpectedly invited onto an encrypted group chat on Signal Messenger called the Houthi PC Small Group. Messages in the group made Goldberg aware that large-scale U.S. strikes on Yemen's Houthi rebels were coming hours before they started. The strikes over Houthi attacks against Red Sea shipping came on March 15th. Before they began, Goldberg said Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth posted operational details about the plan in the group, including, quote, information about targets, weapons the U.S. would be deploying, and attack sequencing. The chat also included accounts that appeared to represent Vice President J.D. Vance, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, CIA Director John Ratcliffe, and others. At one point, the person identified as Vance appeared to question whether U.S. allies in Europe.
Yo, let me pause it there before he starts dissing Europe. Like, it's mad, innit? Like, you think about this shit. Instead of the person who added the journalist in to this facing fire and the remarks being made being facing any sort of fire, yeah, it's nothing. It's like, what? So what? It's crazy still. Yo, I don't think you have to be one of them lunatic presidents to get away with that still. Where you're just gonna basically say anything and stand for nothing. Mad, alright, let it play.
More exposed to shipping disruption in the Red Sea, deserved U.S. help. A person identified as Hegseth replied, "VP, I fully share your loathing of European freeloading. It's pathetic." Trump's nominee for National Counterterrorism Center Director Joe Kent was apparently also on the signal chain, despite not yet being confirmed by the Senate. White House National Security Council spokesperson Brian Hughes said the chat appeared to be authentic and that the NSC was reviewing how a, quote, inadvertent number had been added. When asked about the Atlantic report on Monday, Hegseth denied sharing war plans in the chat and attacked Goldberg's credibility.
See that? You remember them days, yeah, when your integrity mattered in sort of these mainline positions where, so say something happened and these men would retire. Say, I need to leave office. Because obviously it's like not showing integrity in my position if I carry on. Wow. Being accused of blah, 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 or being found guilty of blah, blah, blah. Yo, that is never going to happen with Donald Trump. Never. Yo, man got done for a libel case of sexual assault. And man's got still the president of the United States. Yeah, that's how you know, cause like, we're in a different world where fuck your morals, innit? Yeah, that's what time we're in. How you mean? Fuck your morals, cuz a man will argue with me on the panel for 12 hours telling me that, yo, but it was only a civil case. I was like, God damn. God damn, if there was any sort of other grape case, sexual assault case in the history of ever, and man was trying to argue with the person to say, oh, but it was only a civil case, yeah, you'd be saying, yo, you're a nonce for fucking backing it for a rapist, cuz. Crazy. Oh, God, let it play it.
Talking about a deceitful and highly discredited so-called journalist who's made a profession of peddling hoaxes time and time again, to include the hoaxes of Russia, or the fine people on both sides hoax, or suckers and losers hoax. So this is the guy that peddles in garbage. This is what he does.
Why were those details shared on Signal, and how did you learn that a journalist was privy to the targets, the types of weapons used?
I've heard I was characterized. Nobody was texting war plans, and that's all I have to say about that. Thank you.
In an interview on CNN late on Monday, Goldberg responded to Hegseth's denial, saying, quote, "No, that's a lie. He was texting war plans."
Mr. President, this is one of the most stunning breaches of military intelligence I have read about in a very, very long time.
Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer and other Democratic lawmakers have called the use of the Signal group illegal and demanded an investigation.
I don't know anything about it.
Trump told reporters at the White House Monday that he was unaware of the group chat incident. The White House has given no sign so far that the breach would lead to any staffing changes.
What? Yeah, you see it there? Oh, yeah, lie, deny, call the other brothers pagans, and then just diss them. Don't worry about what you did. Yes, but Hey, what? Yeah. It's crazy. Imagine a lie banger. Imagine big Donald Trump that's all up in all business of everything. Out here trying to tweet people and so. So I'm not aware of the leak. Are you mad? You would have been one of the first ones to know about the leak. But still, listen, we got to tell the Don first. Yeah. And then clean this up. Don, there's been a leak. We're gonna clean it up. Just deny. Yeah, okay. I'm just gonna deny. I'm gonna deny it because I am beautiful and I'm great. You hear me? I'm gonna deny it because I am beautiful and I'm great. MAGA. Crazy still, man. So hey. I forgot Gay loves Trump as well with it, man. Yo, big up Game, man. Shout out my G, man. Yeah. It's been a wild time in the markets, a lie. God damn. A wild time in the markets, cause that stable old American market that you never could ever go get shaky. Mad. Donald Trump's been like Brexit. An American version of Brexit, supposedly. Mexit. American exit. You get me? Mexit. Out here, cuz. American exit. Oh my days. Oh my diddy. That's when I went to Lidl. I used to shoplift in Lidl. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, I wanted to say, yeah, this is why JD Vance is a fucking snake anyway, yeah? Because in the last term, he was calling Donald Trump saying that he's going to be the new Hitler, yeah? And then now, he's vice president to the new Hitler, moving like flipping, what's his name? One of the Hitler dons. Shine and shine. You get me? Aye. Aye. Yeah, man. So, you know what? Yeah, I might have to change the times for the shows though, still. Because I had a little bit of business compromise and obviously cash rules in it, like, so. The shows might be starting a bit later still, like from lunchtime and shit. Because there's some signals that I need to take early in the morning, cuz, and then doing the show, getting ready for work, taking signals, all that. Nah, it's not going to work. It's not going to work, B. I'll tell you what we're trying to do though, yeah? See, we had a nighttime manager before. We didn't see if we could get a morning manager. Yeah? Yeah, the morning manager still, yeah, but bro, from Monday, the shows won't be starting in the morning, innit? It'll be like after lunch. After lunch, because the man them and yamming big food, yeah, while I'm chatting to weirdos online, and I'm just seeing Yeah, cause like so. Yeah, nah, Lady D. I think Lady D's coming back. You know. Let me tell you that thing. In my opinion, yeah, I haven't spoken to Lady D about whether she's coming back or not. But you'll see Lady D far and few between still. You know what it is, yeah? Like I was saying, you see on this TikTok thing, you can find a community that's like more aligned to what you're doing or what you want, and like it's more exclusive, innit? Like, so you could just dash, man. You get me? YouTube and TikTok algorithm and running off circles and so on, so it's a little bit different still. Right? This speaker's corner style of people being able to say like shocking things and so on, so like I was saying, I did explain at the very start, like, yo, that's really because it was speaker's corner, isn't it? Jeez! First key player, yeah? Come on, man, like the Imam Ghost, you know. Yeah, man, make sure you give me all the reminders. Yeah. Yeah, alhamdulillah. Yeah. Jeez. Alright, man. That's the real reason I can't do morning shows, yeah? Because obviously I need to do my morning prayers with my mom in Manchester. You know? The Manchester Imam and that. You get me? Oh. Yeah, man. Yeah. All right. So a long time we didn't hear from Jesus Christ. Yeah. A long time we didn't hear from Jesus Bomberclot Christ. Yo. Are you ready, yeah? Woo, woo, woo. Damn. Yo, hear what I'm saying, yeah? See when you're driving, yeah? Use your mirrors so you can see what's going on around you, innit? Mad. They just crash, you know? That's what the woo woo. You get me? Yo. I sounded like my nan. She would have said, whoa. Yeah? Yo. Whoa. Yeah? You know? Hey. Yeah. All right. Yeah, man. Big up his house. One. Yeah, man. So, amen. It's time for Jesus, yeah? In the name of the Lord. You're not catch a guy, yeah. Get in the spirit, yeah, girl.
Thank you very much for being on the programme. It's great to speak to you.
My pleasure.
So we've, of course, got the spring statement tomorrow. What are you hoping to see?
What I would hope, which may not be fulfilled, but I would hope would be a raising of the tax threshold above 12,000 to take the poorest people out of taxation altogether. Obviously, a consequential shift at the top end, so that would be a redistribution. And I'd hope that the Chancellor would think again on the, I think, terrible statement last week about cutting personal independence payments and the consequential cuts that go with it. Also looking at the levels of poverty in our society amongst large families and lift the 2-child benefit cap as a start.
On
What's funny, yeah, like, so what point there has Gangster Corbyn made that you disagree with? Name me one of those points that he's made there that you disagree with. People in the chat. People in the chat. Talk to me, man. Come on.
Big up, big
Oh,
up. I
back.
love myself some Jeremy Corbyn. Let's
Jeez,
go.
come on. AKA Jesus Christ. Yeah. Hey, come on. So he's made 5 points there, yeah, saying we should be doing more to bring the poorest in society out of this tax bracket or whatever. So raise the tax threshold for low income earners. What was it? We should be doing more to make the wealthiest in society pay a little bit more into the system.
He's talking Labour. He's talking Labour.
Talking
This
real Labour.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's talking Labour, bro. The Labour we've got currently is conservative.
Trust me. Some blue Labour. Yo, I don't know what go on, cuz, man. I don't know why anyone can argue with me how Jeremy Corbyn is basically the best prime minister that we never had. I don't even know why there's an argument against that, cuz, yo. All the shit that the people even on the far right complain about. Oh, we don't want people coming over taking our jobs, but he's saying he wants to upskill people locally as well. So in the end, it doesn't end up with you relying on migrants having to take skilled labour and all that sort of stuff there. Raising the 2-child, yeah, that's it, raising the 2-child threshold or whatever.
Yeah, because there's on the child benefit. Yeah.
Brings poorer families out of poverty or whatever. Child poverty. And then also encourages more local people to have more children. Again, birth rates are declining in the UK. It means that more migrants will be imported, called for to help flipping rebuild or raise the economy or carry on in the either trying to help raise the income or whatever, pay towards the pension pots that need to get paid out for the current pensioners, and then any of the future ones or whatever likes are.
He's making sense though, because I've been saying that for years about training our own people. Do you know what I mean?
He said that in his Labour shit. But you know what it is, yeah? It's just because, I don't know, maybe because his thing weren't no dog whistles to any of the flipping, I don't know, any of the flipping racist tropes that people want to hold against other people and all them sort of stuff there. Oh, because he weren't trying to do any of that sort of stuff there, I don't think he was gonna get promoted. And also I don't feel like he was trying to carry on this One Direction air quote special relationship with United Snakes. Like, you can see that it's a One Direction special relationship, but they're like, yo, we're tired of bailing Europe out. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? What do you mean? They're speaking, J.D. Vance and Donald Trump are speaking disparagingly about Europe and even European allies in a way that no American president has done since the special relationship, air quotes, has been created. It's crazy, cuz. This is bad. And these men that call themselves patriots are supporting this. Funny. Don't make no sense still, but go on, let's play some more. Let it play. Amen.
benefits, you've always been an MP who's been very connected to your constituency in Islington North. What kind of impact will it have if they do go through with these changes?
Well, on personal independence payments, it will be huge because the numbers of people that get them are large. They have great difficulty in applying for them. Usually they have to get them after an appeal because the first application is refused, and then they often have to reapply to keep getting them, and so it's difficult. But they're absolutely essential. They're providing the personal care for people, they're providing the mobility for people, and in reality, if you take away personal independence payments by cutting 5 billion from them, that means that somebody's got to care for those people. Who's it going to be? Usually women in families who will give up jobs in order to care for somebody. There's already wholly disproportionate level of poverty amongst families with even one person who's disabled in it. When you come across a family with 2 or 3 special needs children and disability with it, the poverty is appalling.
I guess what the government would say...
Let me pause it there. Again, I don't think that we've even heard any of the MPs in the Houses of Parliament so far even mention anything like that. From the Labour or Conservatives. Even speak anything close to them.
I think Conservative, when they say it wasn't enough, that's what Conservative
they're saying it's not enough cut. The cuts ain't enough. They need to cut more. How do you mean? We need to cut off more.
How about we just don't give you lot a pay rise? How about that?
I lie. These men have got a above inflation pay rise, a 2.6% pay rise, which means their pay is going up to like 90 something bags per annum. And they're able to claim basically expenses on nigh on everything.
Literally, I heard that was it one of them hasn't been bothering to pay for their tickets, when they go to the West End and all that, they get that all paid for. Someone else recently had their apartments redecorated, cost 7 mil.
That was when Boris Johnson was in number 10, and the guys that owned JCB redecorated his flat. Because obviously
this is recently, bro. I heard it recently. I heard it yesterday.
Okay. Do you know what I heard as well, Bex? Yeah. That what was it? There was an MP, and Victoria Derbyshire was interviewing an MP, a Labour MP, and asking him, would he be able to live on the amount, what's it called? Universal credit.
Yeah.
It's not job seekers allowance no more, is it? It's just universal credit, yeah?
It's universal, yeah.
But when I knew about it was called job seekers allowance, isn't it? So basically, would you be able to live on job seekers allowance and housing benefits or whatever? Yeah? And the guy was going, yeah, but they get at the housing benefit or whatever. And he goes, okay, would you be able to live on £76 cash per every other week or whatever, or per week, while having housing benefit or whatever? And he was like, no, I couldn't. So it's like they know that the job seekers allowance, like, it's supposed to help people get back into work or support them while they're looking for work or whatever, looking for a job and all that sort of stuff. There isn't enough to fucking survive on anyway. Yeah. So the longer that you will be on anything of them sort of benefits, the more sort of debts you're going to start accumulating. The harder it is it's going to be for you to even start taking up any sort of thing, because as soon as you start,
I think how much is universal credit right now? I think universal credit right now, because they do it monthly now, so you get it once a month, like a big lump sum once a month now. And I think it's like 300 and something for a single person's rate or something. 300 and around about 300 a month.
Yeah. It's mad still. I don't know how people were expected to.
And the thing is, it's like people, they're not considering like gas, electric. Do you know what I mean? Like those bills need to be paid.
I mean, just the essentials, let alone any luxuries or whatever. That luxuries would include buying a fucking box of cigarettes or something like that, because that's not even an essential.
This is it.
You know what I mean? I remember there was a thing about one time that was saying like, raw, being able to buy cigarettes or something, like I was saying, is a luxury item for people on benefits or whatever anyway. So they should be happy that they even may have enough to buy a box of cigarettes out of the benefits money.
You know what? I also heard that's on the luxury list.
What's that?
You're gonna go mad. It's not even funny. Like sanitary products for women.
On luxury list?
Apparently that's luxury.
Oh my god.
That's what I heard. I don't know if they've changed it since, but
You know
that's what I heard.
Yeah? It's like there's a few charities that make sure that they hand out like sanitary products.
Yeah, that's the reason why. Because it's classed as a luxury.
But still, that homeless dude, the guy that runs the homeless charity, which is called HIC in Birmingham. He does care packages for homeless people, right? And that's what he puts in there, like stuff like underwear, socks, sanitary towels, fucking nail cutters, you know, like things that you would take advantage of because it's just in your house or whatever. A homeless person, you wouldn't think that they have access to because you would just might give them food or drink or whatever, innit? But obviously he fills out the backpack with stuff, even a mobile phone as well, you know. He puts in the care package for them. So people like that, they're worth donating change to if you've got like something spare to hand over right there. And I'm saying that at the end of the month and all them sort of bits and pieces because everything he does is funded by the charity and any donations they get. It's mad that the Patriots wouldn't be on to supporting a person like Jeremy Corbyn or whatever, because all the stuff that he's saying is some of the other issues, maybe not the grooming gang stuff or whatever, but some of the other issues that I've heard being lumped in with why there's too many immigrants here or like the state of social housing, the amount of social housing available for start-up families before they're able to afford anything like a mortgage or whatever. The wages for low-income earners, the tax threshold, and all that sort of stuff there. That was even in Nigel Farage's manifesto. So it's mad, I don't get it. Let me play a little bit more, man.
Is because of the size of the benefits bill, you know, we spend more on working age benefits than we do on education, and the fact that we're an outlier, we've got more people claiming particularly these kind of disability benefits than in other countries. They've got to do something and make sure that it's only the people who really need the payments that get them.
But by simply saying they're going to take $5 billion out of PIP, personal independence payments, then they're just taking a global figure out, knowing full well what the consequences could be. Now, are benefits rising? Yes. Now, some of that is in work benefits because people have large families and the wage levels are too low. In some cases, it is the mental health crisis that affects this country. Now, the mental health crisis is there. I see it every day. It comes from stress, work, poverty, housing. It comes from lots of things, and it comes from a great difficulty in getting any mental health support. So when Rachel Reeves said that she wanted to put more money into mental health services, I agree, absolutely agree. When Wes Streeting said the same, I absolutely agree. In order to reduce the levels of stress within our society. And so making these global figures and global assumptions also becomes a sort of anti-benefit thing. Listen, we live, I hope, in a welfare state where we don't leave anybody behind, but it's beginning to look like we do.
The other thing as well is that because of the fiscal situation, Rachel Reeves has asked...
Sorry, let me pause it there for a sec, man. I don't know how there's any arguments to be made on the opposing side of these arguments, man. If there's, fuck, if there's, yeah, if the people that are, a lot of the people claiming PIP, and even some of the people on universal credits, a high number of them are actually in jobs, in work, that's actually not paying enough for them to be able to pay whatever the cost is for the extra bits and pieces, why they're getting it topped up for. So making an attack on benefits like it's just a lot big load of scroungers just flipping. Obviously, you know that there's, everyone could probably point out someone that they might know flipping locally that might be taking advantage of the system in it here, but you could point out more people locally that actually need help more than people that would be taking advantage of it. Like, so in that, trying to say, like, even though we have a benefit system of topping up and so, it's already showing you that, right, there's employment out there that people are taking up or even doing that's beneficial to the people that own the business, but don't even pay the people enough to fucking have like just a basic life.
They create the problem. This is how I look at it anyway. They create the problem. So the reason people are stressed and suffering from mental health, obviously the COVID didn't help. Do you know what I mean? But people are having a more stressful life because everything's going up. Rent, food, bills. Do you get what I mean? And money is a big stressor for people. So they create the problem, but then refuse to fix the problem. Do you get what I mean? Like, it don't make sense to me.
Yeah, cost of living's going mad. Price of energy, even the water rate keeps going up as well. It's like, yo, differently. I don't know why there's no campaign to make these fucking shits back to fucking publicly owned. So that's at least one part of cost of living that can come down. All these energy companies ain't even owned by British companies anyway. They're all owned by other European companies. They're French, German, Spanish, and others. So,
well, they were talking about opening, which I'm not a big fan of. But yeah, but they were talking about the nuclear stuff, weren't they? Making nuclear plants or whatnot to self sustain. But I don't know how comfortable I am about having loads of nuclear plants around the country.
like I've been saying for a little while, yeah, a lot of the Scandinavian countries have a lot of renewable energy sources like ground source heat pumps and have lower temperature countries than the United Kingdom does, and are able to generate decent amounts of power and have low energy costs for their citizens. France's energy costs less than the UK. Actually, I think UK's energy cost is the highest in Europe. I don't know if there is a country whose electricity prices and gas prices are higher than the UK. So it's privatizing that sort of stuff that means that you're letting outside companies have control of how much the people of the land are paying for their energy. Like, what are you talking about? That's wild. Hey, what's funny about JB? No matter what happens, yeah, what decision the government makes, yeah, my man's gonna give an excuse for the government. It's like cognitive dissonance to son. Yeah, I big up JB, man. We need Anti in the chat as well, cause as well as people that agree, we need man like that as well still, because you know, if they go against what they're saying, they're always gonna try to be as factual as they can. So
This just reminds me of, was it, you know, the sheriff of Nottingwood, whatever he was called, bloody. You know what I mean? Stealing from the poor and giving to the rich kind of bullshit. Like,
that's really what how it's going, because like I keep saying, if it obviously the amount, yeah, in monetary terms, the amount, obviously rich people are gonna pay more out, but in percentage of earnings, so the capital that you earn and the amount that you pay out or whatever, poor people pay out more in taxes, even though it's a small, it's allegedly a smaller percentage. So that's really what it is, cuz. And if there's no slowdown on these men just being able to just swallow up all the resources, then boy.
some people can't even afford to go on holiday. Do you know what I mean? You know, when you normally, like, most people have like a family holiday, even if it's like down to the seaside or whatnot. Most people can't even do that nowadays.
Still, yeah, my man works hard though, man. I work fucking 6 days a week and do other work as well. Seeing that children are fucking 90% of the time doing what they're supposed to be doing. Obviously, no one's perfect in it. You get me? And they're doing alright as well. They're doing what I should have been doing at them sort of times. They're still, so. If anything, they should have a chance of, or have more of a chance of being able to fulfill their potential. Getting a wider understanding of things still. Alright, let me slap the rest in. Hey Bex, what's the slogan, fam? Come on.
Let it play.
Jeez.
Departments to model spending cuts, or at least real-term spending cuts. Is this austerity? Would it be austerity?
Well, I'm very sure the words austerity will not be passing any lips of any ministers tomorrow. But in reality, if you're saying you're going to take figures, I've heard 7%, I've heard other figures, out of a department's budget, what does that mean? You can't do all that by efficiency. That means jobs being lost, or it means services being cut, or it means both. And if you start taking 7% out of a school budget, what does it mean? The teaching assistants go, the teacher then is teaching a mixed ability class with great difficulty. And so the real effects of all this are on the needs of children, the needs of people with disability, the needs of the poorest.
So
we want a society surely where we include people.
So is it, because you're right, they won't call it austerity,
No.
they will believe it's efficiency or spending taxpayers' money
I might
wisely.
call it austerity.
Do you call it austerity?
Yes, I do, because it is basically a role of austerity in reducing the levels of public expenditure at the expense of the poorest within our society. Listen, we've got a grossly unequal society. Nobody who's super rich really wants to pay more tax. I understand that, but I do think they should.
But if they
so
won't,
a wealth tax would be a really good idea.
Can I ask as well, how much, I'm sure you speak to some of your former Labour colleagues, how much disquiet are you picking up?
Well, I speak to a lot of Labour members of Parliament, increasingly since the election to begin with.
Hey, yeah, they say wealth tax here because that's like the main, I don't know, or the loudest way of making their point on trying to get the richest to pay. But there's other ways that they could do it as well. And they've laid out, I've played videos from Patriot Millionaires before, yeah. And I can't remember the tax website as well, yeah. Where they've laid out different things what could also count as what we call a wealth tax. Like different schemes of not having to tax their man on their assets or whatever. Or putting a tax on certain transactions and blah 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 and raising it like that. So yeah, it's not only just taxing the wealthiest assets is the only way only decision that they can make, or the only choice that they have in it. Like, there is other choices, but they're not refusing to even go through any of the list of choices. Yeah, there's an MP, I can't remember his name, yeah, I'm gonna post it on the community page, who's got a letter signed by other MPs to get this point brought up in Prime Minister's questions. I'm not sure when it will, if it will, or when it will get brought up in the Prime Minister's questions. But the wealth tax is taking legs still. Right? Let me tell you about yesterday real quick here before I play that video. Still, actually, let me wait for that still. Yeah? Let me play the video from yesterday, and then I'll tell you about yesterday real quick still. Yeah, yo. Imagine I was thinking like it's like a rave, innit? You know, when you get there. Yeah, I got there. I was there for 10 minutes. Went down the shop, got back here, and like everyone was gone. I was like, God damn. I see one old lady with one of their signs scooting across the road. You know, but when I got there, there weren't a lot of people there still. Yeah, that's why I was like, God damn it. I don't know if I'm gonna film this still. I was still there then. At least I was there for a minute still. But yeah, it was gone. Jeremy Corbyn. Yeah.
They weren't very keen on talking to me. But as the months have gone by,
some people are answering your phone now, are they? Like picking up the phone.
Oh, hi, how you doing? How's it going? How you doing? So I'm doing fine, thanks. How about you? Oh. No, they're very upset because they ran for election on, albeit a very limited manifesto, but that manifesto did not include cuts in benefits. It did not include restrictions.
It did include fiscal responsibility, though, didn't it? That's what they're saying, right? They're being fiscally responsible, and that was what they stood on.
Fiscal responsibility can mean lots of things. My idea of fiscal responsibility is, yes, you raise the money you need to provide.
Oh, that's a fact. So, like, in that Labour manifesto here that Keir Starmer was running on, or whatever, man didn't say he was going to be cutting benefits. Or any of that shit still. So,
yeah, but we've proven that he's a liar anyway. There was a whole campaign to get rid of him.
So, it's crazy still. I mean, it's crazy out here. More taxing anyone anymore should explain how much money your foreign leaders spend. Super tax rich their money. Every right-wing supporter makes this thing of, if we tax the rich more, they're gonna run away. What? To where? Right. Do you think that everyone or people that's making bread in this place are just gonna go and leave the bread to someone else to make? I don't think so. Some people will leave. The majority won't. If you're getting your bread and butter, or your flipping generational wealth is generated in this place, or you can move out then, or whatever. The company's still taxed on the land and all that sort of stuff there, isn't it? So, how else are we gonna? So we should pay the working class people, the middle class people, the higher middle class people, and the flipping, but just below the 1%ers. We should be paying more in taxes then. If you're pay as you earn or you're CIS, self-employed, or whatever, should we be paying more taxes? Man, we shouldn't pay. I'm leaving left on. Everyone always says that, man. I'm leaving left on right. Every fucking lunatic wants to claim to be a centrist. Like, everyone's a fucking centrist, man. Get the fuck out, man. Fake centrist. It's that funny how these men are centrists, yeah, but they're only on right-wing platforms. Mad. I have right-wing talking points. It's crazy stuff. Like, I'm just saying that that's like a lot of the answer there when we're speaking to any of the right-wing guys here, that they will give. The rich people will run away or whatever. They're just going to leave. I don't believe that. They're just going to leave. They didn't leave in fucking after World War II. They stayed and paid higher taxes. That's why they're going to leave now. And if they did leave, what's going to happen to the businesses that they leave? Other people will take up them businesses and that sort of stuff, man. Yeah, shut up, man. I'm saying who's going to pay? Who should be paying more? People that flipping earn money by flipping doing work for other people's businesses, or the big businesses that are paying the people to do that work. Who should be paying more? That's the decision that you are gonna have to choose, isn't it? Like, I'm saying let them man pay more, man. Our man already paying enough out already, innit? We're already paying, innit, man? Let them man pay something. You man have got avoidance, evasion, slip and slide, dip dive. My certain man are dying in piss stained tracksuits. The man them are dying in piss stained tracksuits. Yeah? With fucking cornflakes on their fucking fake Ralph Lauren shirt and shit.
Poverty builds character, Val, man.
And he said, poverty builds character.
Builds character, man. Get some grit about yourself. I used to think like you, Val, till I started getting a few dollars. Now I'm like, I'm a right winger, man. Get out my pocket.
Nah, but bro, I'm not talking about man that's like, there's people that have got properties that are worth like close to $1 million or over $1 million that might not be millionaires in their bank accounts and all that sort of stuff there. I don't think they're talking about like just if you've got like your house that you live in is worth £1 million or whatever and you're able to finance your life off of flipping crediting things against your house and all that sort of stuff there. I don't think they're talking about people like that, cause they're talking about the big dons, innit?
Yeah.
Big belly that's got
I'm nowhere near what you talking about.
on their bread.
Yeah, but not like the people you mad with. I'm just trolling sometimes.
Yeah, I'm talking about the man them who's the those got grandkids. The man them have got trust funds for 7 generations deep, so no youths will ever be broke that come from their lineage or whatever.
Ooh, that's good money. Yeah, I'm nowhere near that.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Them dots, and obviously, it's the man them that are getting still in reach, touching distance, bread or whatever. Feel like it's an attack on them, but it's not.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, they can pay a little more, man. They got money they ain't gonna spend in 3 lifetimes.
Exactly. That's what that you get the you get what they're talking about now. Still, but oh, man. I see that too.
Yeah, but I troll your chat every now and then, piss the people off. But let me get back to my workout there. I'll let you. Get you on the flip side. What's up, Becca? Long time.
Hey, Gullah Jacob, how are you?
Yeah, my former black lady. Traded or switched it up on us. You know what I'm saying?
People
You
like
used to
Prince.
eat chicken. Yeah.
Formerly known as Prince.
Formerly known as the Black Queen. She left us.
Jeez.
She switched out. But yeah, I'm going to talk to y'all later, man. I might throw your chat later on today.
Big up, man. Big up.
In a bit.
See, let's go. Keep going, man. You know, like, you see Gullah Jacob here. Now, no one knows what side he's on lately, because you know, he's going to be trolling us, man. Trolling you, man. Trolling both of us. And then get trolled. So, you know what's going on, man. Still, alright, let me play the rest, man. Big up Jeremy Corbyn with 5G.
Provide the services you need to provide, but you also look at the effects on the social makeup of your society of the decisions you make. So responsibility can be lots of things. It doesn't always mean cutting and hitting the poorest. And I get alarmed when they tell me these are very hard decisions. It's hard decisions when you can't feed your family.
Some in Team Starmer would probably point to the fact that you took Labour to their worst loss since World War II, and if you're not happy with something, maybe it means they're doing the right thing.
Well, if he cared to look again at the manifesto on which he stood, by the way, in 2019, we were going to address homelessness. We were going to address rent levels. We were going to address poverty in society. There was a clear plan there.
I'm interested you just said that you just pointed out that he stood on that manifesto as well. Do you think he's...
Well, he seems to have rather distanced himself from it nowadays. But the whole point of that manifesto was about addressing the fundamental inequalities in our society. Poverty is a terrible waste.
Do you think
waste
he's a bit
of
of a
time,
shapeshifter
waste of resources
then?
And waste of talent.
Do you think he's a bit of a shapeshifter then? Is that what you're sort of implying?
What's a
You see, what? Instead of concentrating on the points of that actually matters to the majority of fucking people, like my man saying, ending poverty, you want him to just call Keir Starmer a snake? Is it? You know what I'm saying? Like, we already know Keir Starmer.
Of course, they want to grip the story, innit?
But instead of hammering home or so, right at the end of the interview, he just wanted to call Keir Starmer a snake or whatever. Trying to get into that thing. It's like, like my man was laying out, obviously the plan was to try to end poverty. Yeah. Their man didn't take up that plan. They just went with a different plan, innit? So why the fuck didn't they want to? Why the fuck don't Labour want to end poverty? Really is the question from a journalist that's actually trying to find out what the time is. But obviously a journalist is trying to get front page news maybe, as well as so and so might be asking about, is Keir Starmer a snake? Yeah, did you call him a snake? There we go. Let it play.
shapeshifter? I'm not really sure. But
a chameleon.
Chameleons, there's a lot of chameleons in Parliament, oh yes. But listen, it is about how a government should approach the society we're living in. If you're content with the levels of poverty we've got, the numbers of food banks we've got, the levels of underachievement in school, brought about in part by poverty and housing. Okay, if you're happy with that, that's your view. I'm not. I don't believe most Labour MPs are happy with that. So they should recognise that this is their opportunity to do something fundamental. Seems to me they're trying to pass the buck.
You've spoken a lot about Gaza. It's an issue that you have a long-standing interest in. What do you make?
Like, I don't think that there's been a war that I've seen Jeremy Corbyn in support of a war. What war? I'm not even too sure still, man. So, trying to drop them bars on him is weird still. Alright, calm, man. It be.
On the Labour government's current position when it comes to the war?
Well, they started off by not supporting any kind of call for a ceasefire. They then resisted any claims that we were making about the use of British weapons by Israel in Gaza, and then belatedly suspended some licenses, but still supplying parts for the F-35. And now are saying they're appalled about what's going on in Gaza. I think they've been well behind the curve on everything and seem not to understand the sheer carnage that's going on before our very eyes, where you're watching the same television as I am. You're seeing the bombardment of rubble as an act of vengeance for no purpose whatsoever. Let's reinstate the ceasefire that had been agreed between Hamas and Israel, that had been agreed. There was a possibility of way forward. We've lost, what, 70,000 people already in this conflict? How many more?
Now, there'll be some who, I'll be honest, think I shouldn't be interviewing you on Gaza because you're expelled from Labour after a highly critical report by the Equality and Human Rights Watchdog about anti-Semitism in the Labour Party.
I was not expelled for anti-Semitism.
About after your response to the report from the Equalities and Human Rights Watchdog about anti-Semitism in the Labour Party under your watch. They say that they were concerned by lack of leadership in the Labour Party on those issues. What would you say to that?
Two things. One is anti-Semitism is an evil, and one anti-Semite in any party is one too many, and I said that at the time. What I did say, and I stand by, was that many of the claims were made were actually fallacious claims that were not borne out by any facts or any investigation. There was an exaggeration of them. However, I stand by the issue that anti-Semitism is an evil within our society in exactly the same way Islamophobia is an evil within our society. What's going on in Gaza is a crime against humanity, as the International Court of Justice and the International Criminal Court and the Geneva Convention on the responsibilities of occupying powers have shown.
You say that anti-Semitism is evil, that it's wrong. You are also a member of the Independent Alliance Party.
It's a group, not
a group.
Party, yeah.
Yes, apologies, a grouping.
Yeah.
Just to look at some of the examples of people in the grouping, Ayub Khan resigned from the Lib Dems after being ordered to undertake anti-Semitism training, which he disagreed with. Adnan Hussein, at a rally in 2014, claimed Israel's military operation was a Holocaust. Mohammed Iqbal was suspended from Labour after allegedly making anti-Semitic comments at a meeting. I guess what I'm trying to say is, if you feel it is wrong that you have been expelled from Labour for these reasons, you're not really helping the case for the defence here, are you?
They are good colleagues, and they're very good at representing their constituency and very determined to bring about peace and justice for the Palestinian people. They have exactly the same views as all the rest of us are, that racism is an evil in society. They have themselves suffered racism as Muslim people. They do not want to put the same onto Jewish people. And so we've had plenty of discussions.
So you're comfortable with all of these? Have you spoken to them about some of these reports?
I work with them. We work with them, and we particularly raise issues of human rights. We raise issues about refugees. We raise issues about bringing peace to the Middle East. Surely that is a good way forward.
Would you like to rejoin Labour one day?
Listen, Labour expelled me when I stood as an independent because I was told that when I asked if I could apply to be the Labour candidate for Islington North, they said no, so I was expelled from the Labour Party. I an independent MP. I was elected with a good...
All right, yeah. You know, I heard enough of you, man, in the chat. Keep always trying to remix. He got expelled for anti-Semitism. Yeah, so you heard there. No, he wasn't expelled for anti-Semitism. He was expelled because they wanted another MP to stand in the Islington Labour seat and not Jeremy Corbyn. So he went independent. Yeah. Also, yeah. I don't know how many times, at least 3-4 times, he was saying anti-Semitism is as bad as Islamophobia. So, him going on to be anti-Semitic after that would just be extremely hypocritical, innit? No, Diane Abbott were suspended for anti-Semitism, man. He said he was expelled because another MP, he was told he wasn't going to be able to stand for Islam, and obviously his safe seat where he wins, where he's been an MP for God knows how long. So I'm saying that if Jeremy Corbyn was Prime Minister, yeah, he would have allegedly dealt with a lot of the things to do with like social housing, low income tax, might have sorted out a bit of a benefit system and blah 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 blah, blah all that bollocks. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, obviously, bro, I can't have you in there like looking at that. That is so racist. Oh my god. Goes to Speaker's Corner Shop. Oh my god. Aye. Yeah, racist and funny stuff. But after that show, y'all can't do that, man. I can't be after that. Close like that still. I'll come back on a normal account. Hey. Yeah, man. So let's play the rest still. Jeez, let it blow.
Majority by my constituency, and I work hard representing my constituency, and I'm going to carry on doing that as an independent, working with independents all over the country. And I'm not a different person. I'm the same person who believes in socialism and social justice and human rights and environmental sustainability. That's what I am.
So is it the Labour Party that's changed, you think?
The Labour Party in government is an enormous disappointment. I never thought I'd hear the day when a Chancellor would get up and say they're taking £5 billion out of the income of the very poorest disabled people in our society. It is a disgrace.
Do you think it's recognisable from the party that you led?
Not really. The policies in government have changed so much. It is very depressing. And even when the bills they produce are moving in the right direction, like the Workers' Rights Bill, which I actually voted for in the House, it didn't bring back what I think should have come back, was a sectoral bargaining. The Renters' Bill is a good bill as far as it goes, but it doesn't deal with the fundamental issue of excessive private sector rents, and so there's no rent control within it.
Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, big up Corbyn still. You know? Oh, let's mute that still. Oh, shit! Did I just dash Empress Becker? God damn.
No, I'm still here.
What moved then? I don't know, something moved from the screen. Something moved still, but like... Alright. God, I thought I'd just kicked you out still. My bad.
Still here. Can't get rid of me.
Yeah, man. So, yo, I went to a speech yesterday. Yeah, there was like about 80 people there. Yeah. And I thought, right. So I got there, the people was talking, yeah. I quickly went to the shop and come back here, and the shit was done, innit? Like, I tried to typed out the name of the stream. I thought, right, I might catch the last couple people. I say I got there about 6:30. So I rolled up there, it's about 10:02. Turned around to go get a drink at the shop. Come back from the shop, it was like, I don't know, 5 minutes to 7 or something. There was no one there. I was like, oh shit. But that's mad still. But yeah, there's some footage from the super rich to pay more taxes speech. So let me play that still, man. Shout out Politics Joe, innit? So let me rewind. Alright, let it play.
Their wealth will grow, and it will grow, and it will grow, and it will squeeze out your family. The only way we can lose this is if they allow us to hate each other, and that's what they're going to try to do.
If we keep scumbags, billionaire scumbags in the country, then of course eventually the urine will trickle down, won't it? Their urine will...
Oh my God, it's like, yo, literally, this is why we have these debates and discussions that go on for months, Bex, yeah? Because, like, imagine Jeremy Corbyn literally just said on the screen, out of his own mouth, he was expelled from the Labour Party because they wanted to send a different candidate to, was it? Islington. And they're going to say, obviously, like, a scholar like Babs is just going to say, he was expelled because of anti-Semitism.
trickle down onto us, and we'll have our mouths open, and we'll be saying, yes, thank you.
I find it absolutely terrifying what she's doing and the lack of respect they have for the people that voted them in and gave them the majority that they've got.
We've got a poll on the Daily Mail website right now saying, do you think we need a wealth tax? And we are winning. On the Daily Mail right now, go home and vote. Listen, we can't make this a left-right issue because they're telling them to hate the left and they're telling you to hate the right. This has to be bigger than that. It can be bigger than that. It can only win if it's bigger than that. You need... I'm not going to win this. You are going to win this. Not at the rally, but when you go home. You're going to win it when you talk to your family. You're going to win it when you go to work and you talk to your workmates. You're going to win it when you go to football, when you go to the pub. You're going to win it on the WhatsApp chat. Because this is the only way to save the majority of the country from poverty. That is how you win it. The only way we can lose this is if they allow us to hate each other. And that's what they're going to try to do. That is what they're going to try to do. They're going to find the wedge issues that separate you from them. And they're going to try to make them hate you. And they're going to try to make you hate them. That is the only way that they win. Because at the end of the day, 80–90% of the country need this financially. So you need to be bigger than that. You need to be bigger than hatred. You need to be able to reach out to people who are different than you, and you need to be able to bring them on side. Now, I'm going to go home today, and I'm not going to be despondent, because I know that we can win this one. But we don't win it today, and we don't win it tomorrow, and we don't win it next week, and we don't win it next year. We need to build this. We need to build this and build this and build this and build this, because this is the issue that unites this country, and not just this country, that unites people all over the world that are being squeezed out of a quality of life that their parents and their grandparents had. You build it. 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 And then, when we have enough people and we have enough power, then we go together and we win.
And the super rich, be they corporations or individuals, are absolutely integral in destroying people's lives. They're destroying people's lives. The economy's got, as our friend Gary Stevenson here has, I think, illustrated to a lot of people.
My name is Tanya Vyhovsky, and I serve in the Vermont State Senate.
What similarities do you see between the wealth inequality in America and here in the UK?
I mean, there's a lot of similarities, and one of the things, I've been talking about with people on picket lines earlier today, and the people who invited me here to speak at Portcullis House last night, is that it seems Britain is tacking the way of the United States, and really we should be a cautionary tale, not something to emulate.
What advice would you give our Chancellor Rachel Reeves as she heads into the budget tomorrow?
I mean, she needs to fight for working class people. I mean, we've seen what happens in the United States when the people who are supposed to stand for the working class don't. People need to be able to put food on the table, and we need to stop lining the pockets of billionaires with taxpayer money.
We're on the road to societal collapse, civilizational collapse, and how we can communicate that to people, as far as I'm concerned, is the most important thing.
This is a rally calling to tax the super rich. Why do you think that is the solution?
Because welfare cuts certainly isn't the solution. The two-child benefit cap certainly isn't the solution. Obviously, this Labour government isn't the solution. Otherwise, they would have put at least, 2%, a 2% tax on the super rich that would bring in, I can't remember the exact figure now, but billions of pounds anyway.
Why do you think they are hesitant to raise tax on the super wealthy?
As far as I can see, it's because of their growth agenda. And this whole business of trickle down, and if we keep scumbags, billionaire scumbags in the country, then of course eventually the urine.
Yeah, I don't think this trickle down economics bollocks is ever gonna work, man. Really, I see what happens is that bigger companies just come in and start taking over anything that gets to successful at a national level. If your company becomes nationally successful or whatever, more times, you might get through. You might get like that Dyson dude, innit? Or whatever, he's able to international or whatever, innit? But a lot of small companies end up getting swallowed up by big companies or whatever, and the same sort of thing happening with people doing these independent record labels as well. The independent record labels, a lot of them actually find a lot of the big artists that end up with the big contracts or whatever, but they never get to finish the end product or whatever, and they're field of the business because the big bank takes little bank cuts out. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Right. So what are you saying, Ghostman? Yo, you there? Have I cut out or?
I can still hear you. Go, Ghost.
Him still. He's known for ship reception as well, isn't it, man?
Yo, can you hear me?
Oh, now we can.
Yeah, okay, still. No, I'm just saying that you're known for ship reception as well, cause like, man, know that Belly's reception might cut out now and then. Yeah, but I definitely know that Ghost's reception is going to be choppy as fuck. You know what I mean? See it there? Gone already. Hey. I don't know. Is there what? Okay. Right. Forget about wealth tax for a sec. Yeah, people in the chat. Yeah. What other way will the economy grow? The spending gap that needs to be, or the gap, the debt, national debt that needs to be closed up, and all them sort of, like all these different gaps that need to be filled in, that need money to be paid, and all that sort of bits and pieces. How would we raise the money to do? Like, how would the nation raise the money to do that sort of stuff there? Like, what? Because obviously, if you don't want to raise the richest tax, would poorest people or would the working people have to pay more tax instead, or like what other way would it be to make? Because even some of the stupid answers like stop immigration or whatever, it's like, bro, like, I don't know. You can stop immigration, but that doesn't mean you're going to raise more money in it. It means you're going to lose out on money. The debt will fall naturally if we have high levels of growth, reduce everyone's tax, and let growth pay for the debt. Through what though? What growth? Easy, debt-free money. Stop borrowing money into existence. When the nations can create its own money, supply debt-free. Yo, Ghost, you can hear me, yeah? You there? I don't know if your reception's good. That's dumb. Stop paying for migrants to live in hotels. I knew someone was going to give a spazzy answer. The fiat currency designed and based in that the financial structures and institutions have to change for anything to improve. Saying, bruv, every single answer is a big step, a massive change, a shift in something, like, there ain't no easy answer to this one. There ain't no fucking one plaster that's just gonna fix the situation. Did not have national debt. under the creation of the Bank of England. 1690, bro, come on, man. That's 1694's economy, bro. But the people and business compound their growth as fast as possible. So they're giving it to the unproductive state. But what does that mean? Well, Amazon should pay even less tax. You know, basically, yeah, apart from JB, yeah, because, you know, I know JB's loving to cap for the billionaires and that, yeah. A lot of the suggestions could be seen as a wealth tax. Or a version of a wealth tax. The quicker Amazon is allowed to grow, the quicker they pay higher amounts of tax and can lower prices for everyone. God. The reason why there's migrant hotels is because there's a backlog in the government processing claims. So the quickest way to get the hotels empty is process the fucking claims. So the quicker the claims are processed, the quicker yo Ghost, well go on. I think your mic's on mute.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
I think you was on mute, you know. Yeah, you had your mic muted on the other side or something still.
Yeah, I think there's something wrong. Also, I got a call in between, so that sort of messed it up. So when you was on about Jeremy Corbyn and stuff like that, you had people in the chat, especially the racist Tommy Tads, talking about Diane Abbott. I'm telling you, it was all about Diane Abbott. Like, this isn't even about Diane Abbott. You had that Looney Moon saying Diane Abbott this, Diane Abbott. Have a word with Diane Abbott. She's anti-Semite. Oh, fuck off, man. Stop crying. Like, what the hell's wrong with you?
It's funny still.
Moon, I think you've got bigger issues than Woody about Diane Abbott. Yeah. Madman. See how they twist it? Like, Diane Abbott.
She should have went independent anyway, man.
Have you seen that Lawrence Fox stuff that he's been charged?
Yeah. That's what I said, man. Trust me. Suella Braverman should have wear fucking knickers on the plane, cuz, man. You know what I mean? Just in case Lawrence Fox is gonna upskirt her and shit. You know what I mean? He loves an Asian upskirt, man. So, you know.
I know, to a Sikh woman as well, man. And the worst thing is, if you look at it, people like Danny Roscoe, Tommy Robinson, they all piled on when he did it, you know. That Twitter went crazy. Danny Roscoe was piling on. Tommy were piling on. This, that, the other, because she called out racism and they thought they're going to harass her and sexually harass her and this, that, the other. They were mad, man. These people that claim that they're fighting for women and the abuse and this, that, the other. And now he's been charged. And now you've got people like Lawrence Southern, not Lawrence Southern, what's her name? Sammy Woodhouse, the one that's supposed to be standing up for these women. So backing Lawrence Fox, and you're like, what's going on here, man?
Don't lie, but she's backing him.
Well, she's saying, oh, if he should be... Yeah, so she's saying, oh, I don't get along with Lawrence Fox, but she tweeted, So the person that took the picture should also be charged. Everybody else that shared it should be also charged.
Yeah, he
But they're
took the picture.
forgetting. Sorry, I think it was a
He took.
paparazzi that taken the picture, but the picture wasn't taken of the upskirt. It was taken, and you can see what was in there. Do you understand? And then, uh, but what Lawrence Fox did, he used the picture to try and abuse her and take the piss, and she's like, oh, saying that picture, you whoever else shared it, and he's got like thousands of followers. So, and she pressed charges against him. Do you understand?
Hey.
So these are saying, well, if he did it, then they should be charged, and they should be charged. Then Kodak should be charged because it's their camera. Like, shut up,
Yeah, nah, you
man.
know what? It's mad, yeah, is that maybe, yo, if it was he took the picture or whatever, then they wouldn't have an argument still. But if he zoomed in on a paparazzi photo, he might have a fight in court still. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I think
so
in
they'll
the
be
end it's
taking
gonna
it.
be hard to basically get it over the line for her. But I think she's doing a personal lawsuit against him. So, but the thing is, you think those that are backing the women would have backed her because he only did that to abuse her. He had nothing to
Fucking
do
upskirt.
with him, but he shared a picture of her to try to abuse her, and it was years later when he did, he shared that picture, so he knew what he was doing when sharing that picture, tried to embarrass her, and this, that, the other. But yeah, so she went to the police, and now they've charged him. Took him a while, but they have
Only certain
charged
victims matter, man. Like I've been saying for time, man. Only
they
certain
pick and
victims
choose.
matter, cuz, man.
Yeah, and you had Danny Roscoe and all of them calling her out. I think Danny Roscoe even made videos of her, and they all piled on the abuse. Moon saying, stop lying. So, Moon, are you saying that that didn't happen? He didn't share that picture? You didn't start talking about
Stop
Diane
crying.
Abbott?
He said, stop crying.
uh, Moon needs to sort her own life out, man. Like, she's moved away from far right extremism now. 1 minute she's hope not hate. She's running to hope not hate. 1 minute she's doing what's it called, stuff with Tommy Robin. I mean with Gumi and Ginger Tony and Helgawa, where they're exposing apparently those that working with Hope Not Hate. Then the very next day she runs to Hope Not Hate for help. Like, what's going on here? What's going on? Hope Not Hate, Moon. Part of Hope Not Hate, or you're part of Team Tommy now? You said you went to Hope Not Hate, you bloody liar. You're a liar. Looney Moon, you said you went to Hope Not Hate. With that son of yours, sorry, daughter of yours. But yeah,
You just want to start your cat, man.
I forgot, man. I forgot, sorry. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, nah, you want me to start?
I forgot.
You want me to start fucking trying to like up streams about Verly for half hour and all that?
No, Veli, you've not said anything. It's me. It's me, man.
Yeah,
There you go. But yeah. But it was about her son, wasn't it? No, sorry, daughter. It was about her daughter, wasn't it? She said that her son was abused, so she was like going to Hope Not Hate over Team Tommy. Tommy fans, Dopey David, these lot. Yeah, it's mad. It's mad. It's mad, man. Hope Not Hate Moon's on it like a car bonnet. But yeah. So what else is going on, man? Where did you go yesterday?
To tax the wealth, tax the super rich, and not the poor much. Well, speech. Oh, there weren't a lot of people there, though, still, man. Is that? And obviously, I got it out of the lane still, man.
Yeah, these lot don't want to tax the super rich, do they? The super rich is the why they're in power in the first place. You got to remember, it doesn't matter which side you're on, Labour, Conservative. They're all backed by these billionaires that own all these projects, because then they look after each other, innit? They'll give them
Reform's
all the
backed by bare
contracts.
billionaires as well. Reform's got Nick Candy, obviously.
Yeah.
Elon Musk is
Reform as
saying he
well.
wants to fucking donate. There's some other dons have donated with bread to them. So, you know, Richard Tice is a baller, super baller. You get me?
The worst thing is his wife's living in Dubai.
Wagwan
Or his
TT.
partner, his wife living in Dubai and stuff.
In Dubai. Hopefully she's wearing a hijab and learning Arabic.
Oh my God. Moon's like calling me a Paki now. Imagine if I mocked him with a Paki. Oh my God. It doesn't take much to get the racism out of these lot, does it? Oh shit.
You know, going mad still.
Oh shit. I've taken a screenshot with that.
Oh,
These are bad, man. I'm telling you, this is what it is. Like the N words and P words are just sitting on their lip, ready to be rolled out. Ready to be rolled out. They're just ready to be rolled out. Yeah, just like, yeah. And you got Crooked Buddha say you started it. What did I insult her racially? Did I? She insulted me personally. I insulted her personally.
What, is CT Asian? I don't believe you. Come on.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's half to tell. It's hard to tell with these.
You don't know where anyone's from, cuz, man. You know, people were just like avatars, innit? Like, you could.
Mad, man. Mad. But Moon, say with your chest, innit? I want to hear you say with your chest. Because.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, I wanna
They're
hear
saying
with the
they're
chest,
kind
man. Beat the
my
chest.
mom's white and my dad's Asian. Oh, you're mixed. Big up yourself, man.
Yeah, big up,
She
man.
said, like your transphobia. So you're going.
What transphobia?
You got a civil case on your hands there. Transphobia versus racism.
Versus racism. Racism. And I forgot, mine was a genuine mistake. she bloody said it intentionally. So, but anyways, Belly, I need to go. I think my job here is done now. I just got to do a couple of
I need
things.
to
I'll jump
jump
back
off as
on
well. I need
in
to
a
go
bit.
do some work, man.
Are you doing some work? Then I might have to run a live. But we'll see anyway. All right, big up. Big up, man.
Big up. Man. Oh yeah, it's like a civil case is about to ensue, you know. Alright, let's just remove that from the screen still. Yeah. Hey, it's peak still. Hey, Bex, walk up, man.
Why are you trying to get me involved, bro?
Why they trying to chat bad about a mum ghost in the chat, cuz, man, you know, obviously he's a good Muslim man, you know. He's a good Muslim man. Shit, alright. Yeah, I got two more still. Alright. Let it play it.
In the UK, there are at least 2 empty homes. 2 of them. Here's the numbers. It's 265,000 empty homes and 123,000 households in temporary accommodation. So how do we mesh these two issues together? Well, after Capital Letters supported an MP's round table in November, the chair, Paula Barker MP, wrote to the Housing Minister to suggest some actions. And here are the actions. Number 1, increase the Affordable Homes Programme flexibility so that more of the funding can be used to bring empty homes back into use, because it's limited.
Yeah, that's right. Come on, man. Like, yo, there's people in temporary accommodation for years. That's a liberty, you know, that they're allowed to let people to put in temporary accommodation, you know? That is not a good Muslim, man. That shows you how low your standards are, man. Hey, you talking about ghosts of the Imam of Manchester, man. What are you talking about? Cuz? He's the Imam of Moss Side. Hey, you mean? Jeez, man, like Moss Side ghosts, you know. Hey, behave yourself, man. Let it play.
It's 10% outside of London. Number 2, reform the empty homes dwelling management orders, or EDMOs, so that councils can use them to address empty homes after 6 months rather than 2 years. Number 3, introduce a national empty homes strategy as part of the government's long-term housing strategy, and that'll contribute to the homes target without building new homes. Number 4, establish a statutory duty for councils to undertake empty homes work and then enable them to get the staff to do that work. And number 5, reform probate to end the situation where some properties are exempt from the empty homes premium, which is an additional tax councils can charge on empty properties. They're exempt indefinitely because they haven't gone through probate. With these actions, then the at least 265,000 empty homes, and yes, there are some that no one knows about, these could help homeless families across the UK. Capital letters, supports Empty Homes Week, because a home changes everything. For
Come on, man. Make a house a home, you get me? How you mean, man? Trust me, alright, I got one more. Hey, Bex, what you saying, man? You're going to be about for a bit still? Because I actually need to run into a dropper. I'm going to be like about 20 minutes or something.
I'm about, but who else is going to jump on?
Yeah, that's what I'm
We
trying to
need
see if we
another
can get someone else
person.
to jump on still, but alright. Let it play.
I think my video explaining what a muppet Keir Starmer is has gained some traction. The problem is a lot of the people commenting and saying, yeah, that's right, that's why you should vote reform. Let me be abundantly clear. I would never, ever vote reform in my life. I thought the part at the end of the video likening Nigel Farage to syphilis would have illustrated that point. But let's be clear, the problem with Starmer and people like him is they're like career politicians. They're not actually in the job to try and help people, they're in it to build their own status. They've got dreams of their face being put on a £5 note in years to come, when in reality, they're more likely to have their face emblazoned on a toilet roll to make the whole wiping your arse procedure a bit more satisfying. But as the comments under my video have shown, one thing Starmer has achieved is he has managed to unite the country, because whether you're right wing or left wing, we all hate that prick. But Nigel Farage is absolutely cut from the same cloth. The guy looks like someone's fitted Jabba the Hutt with a hairpiece and a gastric band. Toad-like creature. He likes to sell himself as being Mr. English, and yet he calls himself Farage. It's clearly Farage, mate. He's like the modern-day Hyacinth Bouquet. But the only answers that he ever offers to the problems that you and me face is racism. Oh, it's the immigrants. The immigrants have made you poorer. Never any talk about how him and his rich mates have...
Yo, I like. Who did he do our impression of there? God damn, shit, that was kind of accurate still. You know, are you fucking kidding me?
Never had it so good. To be clear, this country needs immigration. If we don't have immigration, who's going to look after you when you're older and you need your bedpan changed? British people ain't having enough kids to replenish the workforce. Probably because they're looking around at all this shit thinking, fuck that, I'm not bringing anyone else into this mess. If we don't have immigration, who's going to work in the NHS? Who's going to drive your cabs? Who's going to serve your food? We wouldn't even have any aftershave in our nightclub toilets. The country's kept afloat by immigration. And guess what? All those people I mentioned, they pay taxes. Which is more than can be said for the wealthy British people who like to offshore all their funds. These immigrants that come and work here and want the best for their family are more like you than the wealthy Brits that fuck off and don't pay any taxes. But in my video where I mentioned we should raise taxes on the wealthy, there were a bunch of comments saying, no, you can't do that, there's already loads of millionaires leaving. First of all, how unpatriotic...
Yeah, boss. How you mean? Yeah, come on. Hey, we got the light-skinned geezer on the... You get me? Yeah, talk to them geezer. Man, how they feel like? Trust me, cuz. Hey, listen. Bro, let me give you a tip here. They're going to call you a race baiter in about 10 minutes. Yeah? Probably less. Let it play.
Patriotic is that? The same people that will point out that there's men of fighting age leaving war-torn countries are still happy to cheerlead for millionaires that leave Britain because taxes are too high. They should be staying and helping the country. But either way, they might leave, but their assets won't. Their house isn't going to disappear. Tax it. Still got a business trading in the country. Tax it heavily. But they're all just going to run off to Dubai. No, they won't. It's much harder to get coke out there.
Hey, wait, behave yourself, man. Mixed race people are light skinned, man. Ah? Mixed race people are light skinned, bruv. You alright, cuz? God damn. What happened to Foster, man? He's been going mad lately, still.
When you're a normal person out here trying to defend millionaires, don't you just think, maybe I got this wrong? To quote Jay from the In-Betweeners, they're not going to shag you, mate. Besides, all these super rich people, many of whom support the Reform Party, they're the ones who are buying up all the resources so you guys can't get any of it. Ever wondered why house prices are so expensive? It's because these guys have got all the money. Tax them and put it back into services that working people up and down the country need and rely upon. And then there's the whole stop the boats mob. Listen, we all want to stop the boats, because it's quite frankly dangerous. I, for one, am sick of seeing people drowning on our shores. It's disgusting. But again...
funny, innit? Like, the reason why my man wants the boats to stop, and the reason why you man want the boats to stop. Like, everyone wants the boats to stop, yeah? But it's different reasons why, innit? Because people are dying. You man are like, too many people are coming here. Oh my God. Okay, still. Let it play it.
I don't want to stop immigration. How about we have some safe routes so desperate people can get to this country without having to risk their lives? But you'll hear people in the Stop the Boats gang coming out with things like, yeah, we just don't want these dangerous men arriving on our shores. Then you'll listen to their solutions. Yeah, if it was me.
Better behave yourself, man. Yeah. I don't know many people when they're saying, the beans is a lighty, if they was talking about as someone that you would blatantly be able to class as being mixed race. Huh? Hey, wait, where ain't you from? Hey, Foster, where ain't you from? Yo, hey, mate. I like you. What happened to them, cuz?
I'd get a machine gun and just start gunning them down. Tell me more about these dangerous men, Gary. We need a political movement in this country led by working people for working people. People that understand the challenges that we face every day. I want to see more real people involved in politics. People that had their birthday parties at McDonald's growing up. People that know someone that can sort them out with a chip cable box so they can get Sky TV. That's how I always knew Rishi weren't a real dude. Still crying about how he didn't have Sky TV growing up. It's because you've got no dodgy mates, mate. But we need new politics to help working people, not just a bunch of guys in suits helping their mates get rich. It's disgusting. So I thought I'd...
Yo, you know what? Yeah, true stories. I thought he was done there, innit? He was going to say something else, but like, I pressed stop, innit? I thought he was going to start again, but yeah. Yeah, big up my man still. Yeah, I don't know why you being so fucking trying to be extra technical then, Cosman. You know what the point was, innit? You know. Yeah. And someone could call someone a lighty and they could just be a light skinned black person also. Yeah. One of my coldies, you might even mistake him and think he was mixed race, cuz he's not. He's my man dad black. And his parents, none of his parents are mixed race. His mum's not mixed race, his nan's not mixed race. Yeah, they're just like. So, that's what it is, cuz. I think people I meet know I'm half Asian, some think I'm Mexican. Hey, sweetie. Hey, hombre, calm down, bro. Yo, you try to take CD for a hombre, you know. Oh, shit. Yeah, man. Hey, where's my G Khan, man? How you mean the Minister Farrakhan? Yeah, Caribbean. Yo, Khan's got bare nicknames, you know. You hear me? Man, like Minister Farrakhan, you know. All praises, all burners, all raises. Yeah. Let me see if I got something else, man. God damn, I need to go and do this work, you know. So pussy clone. This video is funny still.
Why Elon Musk is one of the most hated men in the whole entire world. Everybody hates him and thinks he is a parasitic asshole. And here's your reminder. Here's Elon Musk at the inauguration doing not one, but two Sig Heils, confirming to everyone that he is in fact a Nazi, and that was built up, and he was just dying to get it out. Well, after you start doing Sig Heils and you go into the United States government and start firing people and talk about dismantling Social Security, which is an earned benefit that Americans earned, that they...
Yo, yeah, you told him, American, yeah? Get the hell out of here with your Zeke Island. You get me? Electric charging, ketamine taking, fly high, fucking floating, Donald Trump babysitting, Tesla stock plummeting, fucking, what's man got, hair plugs and regeneration. All of them things they got, let it play.
had removed from their paychecks for the government to then give them later for retirement. People start hating your guts, and everything that you touch, they hate that as well. Tim Walz knows this, and Tim Walz is the type of Democrat we need to run right now because he's a hater. He is an absolute hater. But you can be a hater and be a good person. This is a nuance that the right wing doesn't understand. This clip right here has the MAGA manosphere melting down. Play the clip.
Phone, I know some of you know this on the iPhone. They've got that little stock app. I added Tesla to it to give me a little boost during the day. 225 and dropping. So, and if you own one, we're not blaming you. You can take dental floss and pull the Tesla thing off, you know, and take out, just telling you.
This clip is sending all the alpha males into orbit. Number one is Ted Cruz. Look at his response to this. Small, petty, vindictive, evil bastard. Represents today's Democrats well.
Hey, let me pause it there for a sec, because I swear Elon Musk was telling people about, yo, fuck compassion, cuz I don't know why you men have got compassion. Yeah, I swear, like, correct me if I'm wrong, yeah? Adolf Musk said, fuck compassion. Ban compassion. That's some lefty feelings bullshit. Yeah? You know what? None of that. I swear down. Now he's calling for it. But how the tables turn. Let him play.
I mean, Ted Cruz comes out and calls Tim Walz a bastard. We are getting under their skin. Ted Cruz has the credibility of any typical MAGA person, which is none, because they're breathtaking hypocrites. Ted Cruz can't even stand up to Donald Trump when Donald Trump accused Ted's dad of assassinating JFK, called his wife ugly. Ted Cruz is an absolute disgrace. Charlie Kirk wound up like a cheap clock. You are a sick and disgusting person. You haven't created anything in your life except overseeing the downfall of Minneapolis and giving tampons to young boys. You are cheering for the downfall of American jobs and innovation. This is the...
Hey, wait, he said you ain't overseen nothing but the downfall of Minneapolis and giving tampons to young boys. That's funny stuff. Man. Hey, listen, I don't know who you are in the chat. Yeah, behave yourself, innit?
State of the Democrat Party. By the way, you could have used a self-driving Tesla the night that you got a DUI and almost killed someone. So this is what MAGA does. Tim Walz has taken accountability for his DUI. Tim Walz has taken accountability for losing the election. These men don't take any accountability. All they want to do is pick on trans people. But let me tell you what Tim Walz does. He fights for kids to have lunch at school. He fights for the LGBTQ plus community to not get bullied by assholes like Charlie Kirk. And they don't understand that you can be a hater and be a good person at the same time, because all they are faux haters. They hate themselves so much that they project everything onto everybody else. And then here we have Scott Jennings, and he says, during the campaign, financially illiterate buffoon Tim Walz bragged about owning no stocks or bonds. His interaction with the market now is to cheer for an American company to fail in the hopes that 80,000 American workers will lose their jobs. Says the thought of it gives him a boost. Okay, this is so breathtakingly hypocritical and ridiculous. Elon Musk is out firing tens of thousands of people, taking food away from the poorest children in the world, taking away life-saving medications. And Scott Jennings gets on here, and I guess this plays with the MAGA base because they're stupid and they don't see the hypocrisy in it, but as it doesn't work with the majority of Americans. Tim Walz is under their skin. They have a coordinated attack now to try to act like, oh, Tim Walz is just this terrible person because he's bullying Elon Musk. These guys can't handle it. And I say we have to hate Elon more. Bully him more.
Yeah, that. Bully him more. Oh my god. That's funny still. Yeah. Hey, wait, hold on. One of you guys got to jump on though and help Becky on it. Because, you know, in 2 minutes I'm going to go on mute still. I'm not going to be able to speak. All the shit's going to end in it. Oh, shit, I reminded it.
Gives him a boost. Okay, this is so breathtakingly hypocritical and ridiculous. Elon Musk is out firing tens of thousands of people, taking food away from the poorest children in the world, taking away life-saving medications. And Scott Jennings gets on here, and I guess this plays with the MAGA base because they're stupid and they don't see the hypocrisy in it, but as it doesn't work with the majority of Americans. Tim Walz is under their skin. They have a coordinated attack now to try to act like, oh, Tim Walz is just this terrible person because he's bullying Elon Musk. These guys can't handle it. And I say we have to hate Elon more. Bully him more. It's working. They're doing a targeted attack. We all need to boost Tim Walz because this is really getting under their skins. Because a man like Tim Walz, who is a white male, not a racist, not a homophobe, fights for the working class, they know they have an issue there. They know that that can pull away some of their voters that end up getting dicked over by Elon Musk and Donald Trump. But not only this, Teslas are shitty cars. They suck. Put this up. Tesla recalls over 46,000 Cybertrucks. So Elon Musk's failure right now is across all fronts. His stock is tanking. Twitter has lost, I think it's 70 to 80% of its value. Everybody hates his guts except for the manosphere, and his cars suck. And even Jesse Waters is triggered, and here he is again trying so desperately to prove his own masculinity. Play the clip.
Exist.
Yes,
at this
exist.
point, people will know that you're a boy.
I have a new rule, and Greg brought it up. Men don't wave simultaneously with both hands.
No.
We wave with one hand.
Mm-hmm. No.
Not both hands at the same time.
Men
don't wave at all, Jesse. We salute. Yes.
But do men take...
So there's Greg Gutfeld jumping in with Jesse Waters, trying to prove how masculine they are. But think about this. All they can say about Tim Walz, they just, the way he waves, they can't. He wants to get school lunches to kids. those ideas are popular with the majority of the American public. So they're talking about him not being masculine enough. He was a football coach, and I guarantee you he kicked both Jesse Waters' ass and Greg Gutfeld's ass because they're both the biggest pussy here. That were fired last month with back pay. So, in the end, Musk essentially gave them a fully paid month off or for no reason. Talk about burning money just to make a point. Renamed Doge to Doji, Department of Government Inefficiency. Bad Doji or bad doggy. The Doge thing was all a ruse. It was all a complete ruse. And Trump and Musk, the two worst human beings on the planet right now, besides Vladimir Putin, made a pact. We're going to keep each other out of prison. And immediately, as soon as Trump won, right after he did the 2 Nazi salutes, he ran in and shut down all of the investigations into his companies because he confessed on the campaign trail while he was on a campaign. Kamala won, he was going to go to prison for a it's a thing alcoholics. I know this because my husband's in recovery. From time to time when they're on these benders, the truth kind of slips out. And he prevented himself from going to prison under this guise that, oh, I'm saving the country all of this money. It's all a lie. We're spending more money now than we did last March at this time. And the data shows that. But MAGA doesn't like that.
You keep telling them, fam. Trust me. Spit them bars. You hear me? Yo, the Trump fans in the chat are balling, cuz, man. Oh, cuz, man. I don't think MAGA's gonna work out well for America. Like, so far, it's moving like Brexit. Yeah, yeah, man. Wake up, man. Jeez. Yeah, man. Keep balling, fam. Keep balling. Are you fucking kidding me?
Next up, we have, I just want to show you. I want to show you guys how horrible MAGA policies are. Pumps and I live in Oklahoma. It's a red state. It has had a MAGA Republican super majority for decades. So all of this stuff that Fox News and Musk and Trump distract you with, this is the reality. This is the long-term reality of their policies that they want to implement. Oklahoma is 44th in education, 49th in healthcare, 44th in quality of life, 44th in adult obesity, 42nd in poverty, and 50th in standardized test scores. And yesterday, some politicians decided that they wanted to inject in the state of Oklahoma that the 2020 election really wasn't won by Joe Biden. So it's an intentional effort to try to keep people stupid so that they can buy all this bullshit that somehow Elon Musk and Donald Trump give a shit about you, and somebody like Tim Walz doesn't. They want to keep you dumb. They want to keep you uneducated so that you fall prey to all of these lies. All right. Last, I want to...
All right, let me pause it a sec. Do you know what, I think I had my mic, on while I was getting a haircut at the same time while I was recording this video, because it sounds like I'm in the barbers, because it's a bit mad still. Yeah, man, but sorry, my bad. That's in the background. You get me?
Share a tweet with you, and this is where I think the Dems need to take it. Democrats, we need to be haters for good. And at the top of the ticket, on the top of every ticket, we need to run haters. I loved Obama. I loved him so much. I was a big champion of all the hope and change stuff, but they've gone low and we have to go lower, and we have to run haters. Number 2, express that hate openly. to find this man is a Nazi. This man is going to take away Social Security and Medicare. He is ruining our country. He doesn't give a shit about anybody. He doesn't even give a shit about his own kids except for to use them as a shield. He is an absolute monster. This worship of shitty billionaires in this country is a stain. It's a stain on humanity. It is embarrassing. If Tesla stock continues to go down, there'll be a margin call, and he could have Twitter taken from him. This could be one of our first big victories. The Democrats, I'm still waiting for them to get organized. There are some of them that are fighting, like that we've covered, Bernie, Tim Walz, AOC, and others. But in the interim, we, the people, hundreds of millions of Americans have agency and we have power. These swastikars have got to be completely and utterly canceled. I do not support burning them. I don't think that gives our side any credibility, but we can keep up the heat and keep up the campaign to completely tank this brand. There are tens of thousands of people that are suffering just in these 50, 60 days of Trump's second term that are suffering. Trump and Musk don't give a shit about it. So why are we supposed to give a shit about his shitty car company and his shitty propaganda side? We don't, we won't, we're going to be haters. So join me in hating these people and being a hater for good. This is the way, Democrats. All right, subscribe to our channel. We're trying to get to 1 million.
Years old. On the 24th of February 2025, you pleaded guilty to purchasing a firearm without a firearm certificate on the 12th of September 2024. The murders of your mother, Juliana Falcon, your sister, Giselle Prosper, aged 13, and your brother, Kyle Prosper, aged 16, early the following day, possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life, and possession of a bladed article. I was told at 8:45 this morning that you were refusing to attend court. I ordered that you had to be brought. You do not want to be here, but it is not your choice. You have to face the consequences of your actions, to hear the court's sentence passed in public, and it is important for those who loved your victims to see you sentenced. The facts underlying these convictions are chilling. For about a year after leaving sixth form college in Luton, where you were failing to work towards A-levels, you planned a school shooting on a scale that you hoped would make you globally notorious. You explicitly sought to emulate and outdo Adam Lanza, the 20-year-old American who shot dead 20 children and 6 adults at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newton, Connecticut in 2012, before shooting himself to avoid capture. You aimed for 34 deaths, one more than the deadliest school shooting of recent times in the United States of America at Virginia Tech in 2007. As the investigation revealed, this case incorporates many recurrent themes in school shootings, such as a young male perpetrator, selection of distinctive clothing or uniform, recording a message about the activities, a sexual interest in children, withdrawing into an online world, reference to violent computer games, suicidal intention, and a lack of empathy towards the victims. To achieve this goal, you researched firearms and produced a meticulously forged firearms certificate. You set about buying a shotgun, pretending you needed it for clay pigeon shooting, about which you were able to speak confidently. The forgery was of sufficient quality that after one failed attempt, when the seller grew suspicious because you offered so much more money than he had advertised the gun for, you succeeded in acquiring a 12-ball Nico double-barreled shotgun and 100 cartridges on the 12th of September from someone who held them legally. The man delivered them to the car park of the block of flats in the northern outskirts of Luton, where you lived with your mother and siblings. You paid £650 and £30 petrol money. That seller described you as polite and well-speaking, a perfectly normal person. You did not come across as a novice with firearms. This presentation was inconsistent with the way you had been behaving with people since you returned to school after GCSE exams 2 years earlier in September 2022. Although of at least average intelligence, you had become noticeably disinterested in interacting with others. You didn't want to be in the sixth form and were angry that your mother made you go. Juliana Falcon had separated from your father, Raymond Prosper, when you were about 8 years old, but he saw his children regularly and lived not very far away. Juliana worked full-time to support her family. She had noticed you were withdrawn at home, just as at school. Your parents agreed with a referral to the local child and adolescent mental health services team, but nothing came of it. Although autism was suspected and you seemed to be overwhelmed by social interaction and uncooperative in lessons, you resisted assessment or intervention. You were asked to leave school in March 2023. From then until September 2024, you existed in an online world, choosing little real-life contact with others apart from attending a gym and working part-time stacking supermarket shelves for a few months. Your internet activity has been analysed. You are deeply fascinated by notorious murderers, perpetrators of mass school shootings around the world, and rapists. You collected images of a 6-year-old girl, C, one of the victims of the Sandy Hook school massacre. photographs of 2 nearby primary schools, and over 200 indecent images and videos of children. 19 of these were of the most serious kind, Category A, depicting the rape of children. You recorded audio files discussing topics such as necrophilia, the 6-year-old victim C, and a computer game called The Walking Dead. On the 13th of September 2023, exactly 1 year before the murders, you phoned St. Joseph's Catholic Primary School, which you had attended happily, to find out the daily timetable and movements of the children. You carried out reconnaissance at the school and captured images of the staff and pupils from the school's website. In one of the notes you have written since arrest, you drew a diagram of the early years classroom at St. Joseph's and wrote alongside, "Kill all." In April 2024, you put together a curated outfit made up of black and yellow clothing, a yellow bucket hat, and shoes with yellow soles. You videoed yourself at home, dressed in your distinctive outfit, acting out the shooting with a piece of wood in the place of a gun. In June, you tried to make contact with the mother of C using a pseudonym. You looked at numerous images of firearms documentation, details of guns for sale, and obtained the means to forge your own firearm certificate, into which you inserted a copy of the signature of a police officer. That summer, you obtained the manifestos of Anders Breivik, who killed 77 people in Norway in 2011, and Christopher Dorner, an ex-police officer who killed several people in California in 2013. As the date drew near, you even searched for the weather forecast for Friday, the 13th of September. Having taken possession of the shotgun and cartridges on the 12th of September, you spent the rest of the day reading about the impact of shotgun injuries to the neck. This was the means by which you intended to kill yourself after the school shooting. Into the following morning, as usual, you were researching necrophilia. You researched Sarah Everard and your usual diet of mass shootings. From 4:11 a.m. for half an hour, you watched extreme animated pornography. At 4:42, the last images you looked at were of school massacres, including from the Columbine High School in 1999. Between then and 5:33 a.m., when you left the tower block, neighbours heard a serious disturbance in your 8th floor flat. Later it was established that you were disturbed by your mother, who realised that something was terribly wrong, and her intervention forced you to act earlier than you had intended. From extrinsic evidence, such as the scenes of crime examination of the flat, the evidence of neighbours, the pathology, together with some of your own accounts, the sequence appears to be that when your mother realised you had a gun, she struggled with you before you shot her in the head at very close range in the hallway. You placed a novel with the title How to Kill Your Family on her legs. Your little sister Giselle woke up. She put on her glasses and you fired a shot at her from a distance which grazed the back of her head. The terrified girl ran to hide in the living room and tried to conceal herself. You pursued her and inflicted an immediately fatal contact shot to her right eye. Your brother also woke and tried to seek refuge in the kitchen and protect himself with a knife. It was an unequal contest. You shot him in the chest from a distance, but then, while he was still alive and moving, stabbed and slashed him more than 100 times to his head, face, neck, torso and limbs, while he pleaded with you not to kill him. One of the wounds penetrated his lung, but they were intended to disarm him. When you had, he ran into the hallway where you shot him dead with a close shot in the head. The first 999 call was logged at 5:29 a.m. The police arrived at 5:50 a.m. and entry was forced by armed officers at 6:08 to find a scene of horror. As well as the 3 dead, there was blood staining throughout the flat, including handprints in blood, as well as aspirated and spattered blood. Several knives were found blood-stained, and at least one of them apparently bent out of shape. You had to have reloaded the double-barreled shotgun at least twice. There is no evidence that you sexually assaulted any of your victims. Plainly, these murders were not intrinsic to carrying out a school shooting, but they were part of your plan. And the boy you idolized, Adam Lanza, shot his mother while she was in bed before driving her car to the Sandy Hook Elementary School. You spent the next 2 hours hiding from the police. At 6:22 a.m., you posted a pre-recorded video to Facebook in your shooting uniform, reading a script about the Walking Dead game. You said you intended to shoot your sister in the face. Police activity in the area was intense, and you realized it was far too early to go to any school. You emerged from the bushes at about 7:55 a.m. and raised your arm to a marked police car. You had blood on your hands, clothes, and glasses. You had reloaded the gun with 2 cartridges, and 33 other cartridges were recovered where you had left them, en route between the tower block and the school. You had disposed of 2 mobile phones which were recovered by the police. You later admitted you had joined a paedophile Twitter group to discuss sexual attraction to children, and the primary purpose in trying to destroy the phones was to protect your online friends from being arrested for child porn. Although you had abandoned the gun with the cartridges, you had a kitchen knife in your pocket. After arrest, you displayed no signs of agitation or mental distress. You were inappropriately cheerful and engaged the officers in conversation. You asked if the local schools were locked down. You made no comment in interview, but later gave a mental health nurse who was assessing you in custody some further details, including that you had planned for a year to kill 34 people, ending in your own suicide. 30 of them were to be school children aged 4 or 5. The year before, a plan to rob a gun seller had failed, and so you took steps to acquire a firearm by deception. You had intended to carry the shooting out on the 12th of September, but the 13th sounded better. You took a knife with you when buying the shotgun in case it didn't go smoothly, and you were prepared to kill the seller. You hadn't hated your mother or siblings and had had a good life with them. Your intention had been to kill them in their sleep and rape your sister. You had intended to leave the flat at around 8:30 and arrive at St. Joseph's School at 9 a.m., go into a class and pretend to rob the teachers, then start shooting the 4-year-olds, continuing in another classroom, if necessary, to achieve the target of 30 children. You wanted to cause the biggest massacre in the 21st century, as there had not been one. Your mother waking up at about 4:50 had triggered your activity earlier. You wished you had killed more. I am conscious that nothing I can do or say can reflect the worth of Juliana, Kyle, and Giselle's precious lives, or the depth of their shocking loss for their family and friends. Nevertheless, I want to express the court's sincere condolences. Raymond Prosper has described the desolation of his family as a loss that will never be healed. He considers himself to have lost 2 sons, Kyle and you. Juliana Falcon was hardworking. She cared for her children and tried to persuade you to get help when you were struggling at school. She was an innocent victim of an ungrateful, unfeeling son whose only wish was to be famous through destroying the lives of young children. Carl Prosper was 16 with his whole future ahead. He fought bravely for his life, but there was no
Hey, yo, Ghost, you're on the panel, bro. But I can't even
Yeah,
talk
big
now.
up,
So
man.
I'm only asking,
What's
you know.
going on? Can you hear me okay?
That's mad. Did you hear? I'm going to play the rest of that video, innit?
Yeah,
I'm
play
going to
it,
play
man.
the rest
I'll
of that
just
video
listen.
because this case is crazy still.
Alright, no worries.
older armed brother. Giselle was just 13 years old, a smiling girl, no doubt the treasure of her parents and friends. The sentence for murder is life imprisonment. The court ordinarily fixes a minimum term, every day of which must be served because there is no automatic release. A minimum term does not in any way equate to the value of the life of a murder victim, still less 3 such victims. After serving the minimum term, an offender can apply for release to the parole board. The board can only direct release if it is satisfied that imprisonment is no longer necessary for the protection of the public. If release, the second part of the sentence begins, which is supervision, subject to licence conditions restricting the offender's freedom and a lifelong ability to be recalled to prison. Possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life also carries a maximum of life imprisonment, although that sentence is not mandatory. I have received detailed submissions from the Crown and the Defence on the application of the framework in Schedule 21 of the Sentencing Act 2020 for assessing life sentences. They have referred me to a number of cases where the statutory scheme has been considered, including Stewart and others, Davies, Connor Chapman, Jones and others, Markham and Edwards, and Kamara Jara. At the court's request, they provided further written submissions shortly before the hearing about the application of the recent amendment to the framework, which, by Section 321 of the Act, extends the availability of a whole life order to murderers aged 18, 19 or 20. Plainly, given the nature of the overall offending in this case, the court has to consider whether this is one of the rare occasions when that provision is satisfied. I have considered all the authorities and all the written and oral submissions carefully. I bear in mind that in the case of an adult aged 21, the murder of 2 or more people where each killing involved a substantial degree of premeditation or planning, or where a single child, a person under 18, was murdered with a substantial degree of premeditation or planning, a whole life order would be the normal starting point. This is obviously such a case. However, Section 321(3)(c) provides that the court may arrive at a whole life order in the case of an 18 to 20-year-old only if it considers that the seriousness of the combination of offences is exceptionally high, even by the standard of offences which would normally result in a whole life order. This is described accurately as an enhanced exceptionality requirement. Despite the gravity of your crimes, it is the explicit joint submission of counsel that a lengthy finite term will be a sufficiently severe penalty, and this is not such an exceptionally serious case of the utmost gravity, where the sentence of last resort must be imposed on an offender who is 18 at the time and is 19 today. It's argued on your behalf that you are not entirely to blame for your offences because you are autistic and some psychopathic traits, and have some psychopathic traits in that you are incapable of feeling empathy or remorse. I'm also invited to conclude that you are less mature than your chronological age. In determining these matters, I have to view the case as a whole. Although you are indisputably a very dangerous young man, the risk to the public is met by the imposition of a life sentence. The aim of sentencing in a case of murder is just punishment for the crime. Just punishment requires a careful assessment of the perpetrator's culpability and the harm caused by the crime. In every murder, the harm is of the utmost severity. Your crimes involved the following: very substantial premeditation, 3 murders on the same occasion but committed individually. Each victim was shot with an illegally held firearm. You acted during hours of darkness on people who had been asleep in their own home. A 13-year-old child was shot in her face while trying to hide under a table. A 16-year-old child was shot in the chest, after which he was stabbed with a knife or knives, causing numerous injuries, including a wound that penetrated his lung before being shot to the head. Your brother endured additional suffering during the attack, in which you used at least 2 weapons. Each victim suffered the anguish of anticipating or being aware of the deaths of others. The fraudulently acquired and illegally held firearm was to be taken to a school to endanger the lives and kill dozens of young children. A murder spree with the sole aim of glorifying the name of the perpetrator in the history of mass killers is what you intended. I have in mind the definitive guideline which assists judges dealing with offenders with mental or developmental disorders and neurological impairments. The guideline makes it clear that while any disorder or personality trait present should be considered, it will not necessarily have any impact on the sentence. Culpability, the degree of responsibility for an offender's actions, may be reduced by reason of any impairment or disorder he was suffering from at the time, but this only applies if there is a sufficient connection between the impairment or disorder and the offending behaviour. A consultant forensic psychiatrist, Dr. Ian Corbyn, has produced a full report dated the 5th of February 2025 and an addendum for this hearing dated the 2nd of March. Both reports must go with you to custody, together with the sentencing remarks. Dr. Corbyn's conclusion is that although you have not undergone a formal diagnosis, you have traits of autism spectrum disorder, ASD, albeit not to a severe degree. ASD is a neurodevelopmental disorder, not a mental illness. It is individual. In your case, it means that you have persistent deficits in social communication and interaction, and restrictive patterns of behaviour, interests and activities. These explain almost all the abnormal aspects of the way you related to people and obsessed about things that you were interested in, such as school shootings and serial killers. The internet facilitated this through the free availability of imagery and commentary. This means there is an indirect connection between your ASD and your offending, but it is important to note that your ASD does not correlate to an increased risk of violence, nor did ASD in this case impair your ability to understand the nature of your conduct, exercise self-control, or form rational judgments when you decided to commit violent crimes. Dr. Corbyn observed that since your arrest you appear to be functioning better, and incarceration has not caused you to suffer as most people would, because you have little need for social relationships. You have expressed pride in your crimes and the attention gained from them. Dr. Corbyn makes another apposite observation. The rigidity of your thinking due to ASD explains why, when your plans to arrive at the school at about 9 a.m, when the children would be assembled in the early years class were foiled, you did not adapt the plan. In addition to ASD, Dr. Corbyn found you exhibit an extreme lack of empathy, the ability to understand and share another person's feelings and thoughts, which is important for building relationships. You have also expressed no remorse and no sorrow. Indeed, when asked by the psychiatrist if you would try to commit another massacre, you replied, "Well, that's their job, to stop me getting the weapons if I get released." A lack of empathy and or remorse is not unusual in the criminal population. And Dr. Corbyn concludes that these drove your decision to commit mass murder and enabled you to do so. In the section concerned with psychopathic disorders, which these traits align with, the guideline advises judges, if empathy is severely impaired, for example, the capacity to recognise distress in others and make appropriate use of that information, this may severely impair capacity to desist from harming others. I add emphasis to the word may. Each individual and each offence must be considered specifically, without a blanket approach. In my judgment, this brief section of the guideline envisages a situation where an offender's ability to make appropriate use of his knowledge of the distress of others, i.e. a cognitive process rather than an emotional one, is diminished, so that his capacity to desist from harming others is severely impaired. This case is far from that. Dr. Corbyn states that although you struggle to consider inherently and emotionally how other people think or feel, that is the extent of your limitation. You are intellectually capable of logically deducing the impact of your actions on others. You told Dr. Corbyn you had made the choice to commit mass murder and become posthumously famous. It was your preferred alternative to a menial 9-to-5 job for the rest of your life, which you believed was your future. You made a series of choices to put your own desires above any consideration of the lives of many others. There is no suggestion that you didn't understand the law or that killing people is morally wrong. You just didn't care. You had not previously displayed any difficulty desisting from harming others. The lack of an emotional connection to your victims or sympathy for what they suffered or would suffer had important consequences because it disinhibited you. But in my judgment, it does not reduce your culpability because your cognition and ability to refrain from murder were not diminished. It would be irrational for it to do so when the harm you committed and also intended to commit was obviously so very grave and deliberately so in order that it gained you the benefit of wide publicity and international infamy. If your lack of empathy makes it easier for you to make that choice, so be it, but I do not treat that as reducing your culpability or as a mitigating factor. I've reminded myself of the guideline on sentencing children and young people because considerations of maturity, insight and understanding do not end once an offender reaches the age of 18. You are different to most people, but that does not mean you were or are immature for someone of your age. Your intentions were not immature fantasy. 6 months ago, you were able to defraud an adult considered responsible enough by the authorities to have a genuine shotgun certificate into selling you face-to-face a lethal weapon. Your communications with the man in advance and in person demonstrated a clear understanding of how to reassure a much older and experienced man. Nothing in your meticulous researching and planning over the course of many months indicates immaturity, nor does the care with which you created a clever forgery of a shotgun certificate to defeat the controls on the sale of guns in the United Kingdom. Your claims to the police after arrest that it was not murder show you had thought about what you might say in such an eventuality. Although I have been troubled by this shocking case, axiomatically a case which the judge considers to be on the borderline is not one that cleanly clears the hurdle of enhanced exceptionality. Having dealt with culpability and maturity, the question is whether in ensuring due punishment, the seriousness of the offences overall is such that it is not possible, consistent with my duty to the public, to specify any minimum term. Having reflected, I agree with the parties and do not impose a whole life order in this case. Firstly, because you were thwarted from completing your intentions. Otherwise, this case would have had a very different and even more appalling outcome. Secondly, this prosecution has resulted in guilty pleas. Thirdly, you were 18 at the relevant time, at the bottom of the bracket for the power provided for in section 3213C, and I have available a substantial finite term well above the starting point. I reject the mildly put submission that disruption to your childhood caused by the separation of your parents when you were young provides mitigation for these offences. The evidence is that your father lived nearby and saw you regularly, most recently just 2 weeks before the murders. You had a supportive family. Stand up, Nicholas Prosper. You intended to unleash disaster on the community of Luton. Your plans were intelligent, calculating and selfish. Your ambition was notoriety. You wanted to be known posthumously as the world's most of the 21st century. The lives of your own mother and younger brother and sister were to be collateral damage on the way to fulfill your ambition.
Yo, yeah, man. So I just come out that job, man. But and you see why I wanted to play this video from earlier, right? Because you know it's exceptional circumstances on what's happening, man. With this guy that's been arrested, the young man now, not child, no, been arrested and convicted for killing his family. Yeah. And like I'm saying here, there's only one person in this YouTube circle that I think could be any sort of comparison to this Nick Prosper. Yeah. If there's one in this YouTube circle that has got any sort of comparison to this Pussy Clout Nick Prosper, yeah, it's that blood clot Pussy or Esau. Facts. Yeah, he's gonna get sentenced now. Still, he's been sentenced, you know. Yeah, he got 49 years. Recommended tariff. That one. Start. Got birded off. Break still. $49. $49. How old is he? He's 19. Just turned 19. He was 18 when the crime was committed, and 19 now when he's been sentenced. If you commit a crime like that and you're under 18, they can't give you a full life tariff. Say if we have to put Jamie Bulger's killers, right? Because they was under a certain age. They couldn't just get a full life tariff. Alright, let me play the rest so you can hear the sentence, innit?
Your plans failed because your mother woke up and realised you had a gun and were determined to use it. This led to an horrific triple shotgun murder, with each victim dying knowing you had killed or intended to kill the others. Words such as heartless and brutal are insufficient to describe the horror of those last moments of the people who were closest to you. I have decided to impose a minimum term. In drawing back from a whole life order, I have already taken into account your age, your guilty pleas, and the fact that you did not carry out any violence after you left your flat, despite having reloaded the shotgun. To account for the aggravating features overall in this case, the minimum term you must serve has to be increased very significantly indeed from the Schedule 21 starting point of 30 years. I remind you that each of the 3 murders you committed would reach the threshold for a 30-year minimum term on its own. The increase I impose is the least possible in all the circumstances. There is no mitigation beyond those matters I have already taken into account. On count 1, the sentence is 3.5 years custody concurrent. On each of counts 2, 3 and 4, I impose concurrent sentences of custody for life with a minimum term calculated from 49 years, from which the time you have already spent on remand must be deducted. Council have calculated this as 188 days. If that is...
Hey, listen, yeah, if you're in the dock receiving 49 years, yeah, jeez. Even the coldest killer must be like, Lord have mercy. That's a long ass time. 49 years.
Is incorrect, the case must be listed so it can be corrected. The sentence on those counts is therefore custody for life with a minimum term of 48 years and 177 days. However, you remain highly dangerous and it may be that you will never be released. On count 5, the sentence is custody for life with a minimum term of 18 years concurrent. This is a discretionary life sentence under Section 274 of the Sentencing Act. On count 6, the sentence is 1 year custody concurrent. I order forfeiture of the shotgun, the cartridges, the knife and the phones. Finally, I repeat my observation that Juliana Falcon, Carl Prosper and Giselle Prosper's deaths are almost certain to have saved the lives of many children. The community owes them its gratitude and their memory should be honoured. Please take Mr. Prosper down.
That's a mad thing still. That you's dad must be having a stakeout because you know, the son killed the other kids. So it's just a lose situation. Crazy. Yeah. All right, listen, man. I'm out of here, man. Say less, man. You got yourself though, yeah? Peace.
Toward his back foot. It's getting full extension, full range. There you go. Not bad, Esau. Stop. Not bad for a sissy.